there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's talk more about the Olympics as
Mm-hmm.
far as 2010 is concerned. You say that it's going to be in Vancouver, BC,
Yes, it
which
is.
is going to be Northwest
Northwest
connected.
Territory. That's right.
And you say that you want to be there in some form, but you really don't know yet.
Right.
So
I think that 2010 is going to be huge. It's going to be live Seattle, live LA, live West Coast time. So families are going to be able to watch this. People everywhere are going to be able to watch this in real time. They don't have to wait for updates or overseas. They can see this right here and now. And anybody who's ever been to Vancouver, they know it's a beautiful place.
it is a beautiful place.
It's very similar to Seattle. And I think just having it kind of in our backyard is going to be something very instrumental. I mean, not only economically, but I think it's just going to do wonders for our city. For me, I know that if it was in any other place, like if it was in Europe or Asia, I probably would not consider even going in another 4 years. But because it is in our backyard, it's definitely an option for me. Like I said, either way, I want to be there. Whether I'm bringing my skate bag and I'm prepared, or I'm bringing a microphone, or I'm just there to watch and spectate. You
want to have a role.
I would
guess,
like to have
either
a role.
way.
Yeah, and
as
that's
an
my
ambassador
goal.
of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The nice thing about going to 2 Olympics and having 5 Olympic medals now is that I kind of got rid of all critics per se. I've done every single thing I've ever wanted to do in the sport. My heart is totally satisfied. But to be able to go there, bring a younger team, show them the ropes, show them how I skated when I was younger, show them what the Olympics is all about, and show them, I think, defining what winning is, not necessarily reaching the podium, even though that is the goal ultimately, but how is winning defined? And I think it's much bigger than just first, second, or third. America's always been about when you're down at your absolute lowest is how do you stand back up? We all want to climb the mountain and reach the top. But what happens if you fall back down? How do you get back up and start climbing the mountain again?
How do you make this decision? I mean, obviously, right now, you got time.
I have
but
time.
You probably don't have too much time, though, before you got to start training
right.
again.
It's a 3.5 year plan, and it's serious. I compete every single year. We have 6 international World Cup competitions that are all over the world. We have World Team Championships, World Championships, and then a number of U.S. trials. It all depends on whether I want to dedicate myself another 4 years or not. Physically and mentally, and socially, because basically I've been so much in a hole, living in Colorado Springs, that my social life has been non-existent. I have a great group of friends, but a lot of my friends in Seattle, we don't talk that much because I'm always training. So when I come back home, I'm like, oh, how things are going? I'm like, oh, I have a baby now. And I'm like,
where was
wow,
I?
Whoa, what happened? I remember them when they were 14.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it's trying to decide then. Do you want to make that commitment?
And there's so many things that I want to be involved in at the same time. But it's a tough decision. I got to have the support. I got to have the right type of funding to get these good coaches from all around the world. And like Lance Armstrong said, you want to prepare your best you can possibly prepare to win when you want to win and do your best. But the 2010 games for me would be, I think, much more than just trying to reach medals. I think it would be something as trying to bring Olympics and Olympians to realize the importance of how powerful this can be. Sport is something that can put you head to head with your own fears, your own demons, your own self-doubts, every single other emotion that it can say, okay, you have to deal with these right now, and you can either do well or you won't do well. And there's nothing else that really puts you head to head like that at that same level playing field.
When you wake up in the morning these days, you ever think about the fact that I'm a gold medal winner? I've won gold in the Olympics.
Well, sometimes. It feels good.
I can imagine.
It feels really good,
Opens doors that you never imagined.
Never, ever imagined. Never imagined. Well, 5 years ago, I would have never thought, there's an opportunity for me to go do some independent films. I would have never thought that before. But I've just been really blessed. I really have. I've been very lucky, and hopefully, my path has more good things on its way.
I think so. I think you got a few opportunities there. So you're looking for business opportunities. You're maybe even looking to go back to school?
Back to school, right. You know, being a Winter Olympic athlete, and especially short track speed skating itself, requires so much time and dedication, you know. It's not like I can just go get on a bike and go ride. You know, we have to go to the rink, to warm up, we have to get pads, I have to have a group to skate with, it's got to be the right size track, got to have coaches, you know, there's a lot of things involved. So even though the sport is still kind of obscure, it's not big, it's not marketed well enough right now, it's an expensive sport, and it's hard to keep doing. You know, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort.
When do you think you'll make a decision?
I don't know.
You haven't set a timeline or deadline?
I'll let Seattle know first, though. That's for sure.
You can come back and tell us.
That's
okay?
right.
Hey, listen, I appreciate your time. Happy birthday, and we'll be watching to see what happens in Vancouver, BC,
Thank you.
and what capacity you'll be there. Actually, I hope you're going to be on the ice myself.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Apolo Antonono, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.